Today I have a very special guest. In the ring we have Hawa Cissoko. She is a football player who plays for West Ham as well as her national team, France. Welcome to my show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. I find women's football has really taken different heights in the last, say, 5-10 years. How was it like for you getting into football?
Yeah. When I first started playing football, I was the only woman in my team. I started with the boys. And we can play with the boys till we are 14. After 14, we have to go with the women because the body developed and changed and they became to be more strong and fast than us, so we don't enjoy. But because I was the only girl in my team, I saw that I was the only woman playing football because we couldn't see on TV or even on social media or things like this. They never spoke about women football. And when I became 14, I was like, I'm just going to stop playing football. And a guy come and he said, no, you know that PSG have a women's team? And I said, no, I didn't. And he said, would you like to come and make some try? Maybe they are going to take you or no, we don't know. So I went there and I played a game with them and they were like, oh yeah, she's good, she can stay. So now that was my debut on the professional side of football.
Amazing. Where did this love for football come from? Because how old were you when you first discovered love for football?
I think like maybe when I was 10, because when I was like really young, I was you know, when you're good at sports.
You like most sports you're good at.
But I'm quite fast, and at school they were like, oh, she's going to be the new Marie-Josée Pérec. Marie-Josée Pérec is the old woman. She was athlete for France, and since today, she's the only one with the gold medal on Olympic Games. So they were like, oh, she's the new one. So I was like, okay, maybe I will be an athlete. And then I just started to play football with my friend outside of school. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not too bad. And one of my friends said, just come and train with me, like come in my club. And I went there and I was like, oh yeah, I prefer team sport than individual sport. That's the thing.
And how did your family feel about you playing football?
It was like quite half and half. Like some of them was like, yeah, she can play football if she wants. And my daddy was like, I don't bother. Like she can play football, but she's going nowhere because she's a woman. And my mom was just like,
they didn't realize how big your dream was.
Yeah,
I guess your dream evolved as you got more confident
exactly.
in the game.
And I have a brother who plays football as well, but he's older than me. He's already 31, so he's not going to be professional. But he loves football. And for my debut, he didn't really pay really attention of me. He was like, yeah, she just play football like this, but if she want to play, she can play. And when I started being in PSG, he was like, oh, maybe she's better than when I thought. And he came to my game like 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and now he's really into me. Like he's watching every game, and he even watch female football when I don't play.
Wow!
He changed his mind, and that's good. I'm a bit proud of this. I made him change his mind about female football.
Amazing. Has there been challenges for you being a female football player, trying to get into mainstream clubs?
To be fair for me, because I'm 25, and when I start with the women's side was already like semi-professional.
Okay.
So in France, some team was professional and some not. But for me, it was a bit easier for if I compare with the older. Yeah. Me, I could do whatever I want. I could work and go practice. I could school and practice or only practice. But the girl before me, they have to work. And that was complicated for them because they have to work all day and go and train at 7 or 8. But me, when I started, it wasn't like this.
Okay.
When I started, it was already...
There's been a framework and structure around football where they're empowering female athletes rather than you have to be a teacher or have a normal job and then having to play. So things have changed, which is really good to see. So you got signed by West Ham. talk us through this experience. You've been in the country for 2 years now, in England. What has that transition been like for you, and what's it like playing for West Ham?
That was a bit hard at the beginning because when I first came, my English was really like just morning, that's it. I couldn't speak English, so I really like pushed my boundaries to try to speak with people and try to improve my English.
You speak beautifully.
Thank you.
You speak better than.
Thank you. But the thing is, what helped? It was like I'm not shy. And even if I do mistake or things like that, I'm just expecting people to correct me, and I'm not going to take it bad. So just to, but yeah, I was in France, played for PSG for 5 years, and after I moved because with my coach, like we wasn't best friend, and you know, I'm like even if PSG was good and my coach give me the opportunity to resign, I was like I want to enjoy, and if I don't enjoy, I'm going to leave, even if PSG is one of the best in the world.
Was it like difference of opinion? Was there a clash between you and your
No,
coach?
no clash, because like I respect and he respect me, but yeah, it was different opinion. Like the way he see me as a player, like as a person, he loved me, but as a player, it was like imagine like I'm here, and for him I was here. You know what I mean? So that's really hard. You can't stay in environment like this. So we just like. I just said that I'm going to leave, and he said that okay, but the thing like it touched me. He said that if one day you're so like you don't have opportunity and you're broke, I'm going to be here for you. That was nice.
He's like your best friend, but in terms of the professional aspect, you have a different vision, I guess, to what he has, and that's a really strong characteristics that you showed, that you made your own decision about who you are and where you want to be.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now you've got this new environment, West Ham, London. How is that transition for you? So
I'm like, but
the English was a challenge.
Yeah, the English was a challenge.
What's the game like?
I see. It's really like it's quite similar, but really different at the same time. Like for me, France was a really open country. And open mindset, and especially because I'm from Paris. But when I arrive here, I see that here people are really open-minded. Like you can be whatever, like you can be who you are, and they don't care about like where you come from, where you go, where you want to go. You just yourself, express yourself like as you want, how you want, and you're not going to be judged. And that's the best thing for me here.
Amazing, amazing. So what's been your biggest obstacle so far?
First, I think it was my English, and the second, it was like when I made the decision to wear the hijab, because I started to wear the hijab here, in England, but that was an obstacle. But at the same time, if I wasn't here in England, I would never. I think, because it's really hard in France.
Okay. And what led you to make that decision about practicing your faith?
As I said, my beginning, my debut here in England wasn't like what I've expected. That was really hard, and I was in the mood, like, you know, really bad mood. I was during COVID. I came during COVID, and I was away, like really far away from my family. Couldn't see them. I didn't see them for a year, and I was like, do I really want to play football? What I want to do? Like I was really like questioning myself for many questions and reasons, and it became the question of the hijab. And with another friend, we were saying the first day we stopped playing football, we were going to wear the hijab. And I was at home thinking, and I said like, why don't I do the opposite? I said like, I can wear the hijab and play football, and maybe wearing the hijab will help me to be a better human.
Amazing, amazing. Do you feel that your faith plays a strong part in your life, in your inner strength, in your performance?
Yeah.
Because for me, I think, because obviously I'm a boxer, and I think if I didn't have my faith, I could not do this sport.
Yeah.
It's too hard. And there's so much politics. And what I rely on is God to help me get through all my challenges, because I know God knows best.
Yeah.
And He helps me. He gives me the strength, the inner discipline, the inner wisdom that I need to endure my tests. And how do you feel about this? Is spirituality a big part of you?
Me, it's more about like how he helped me. My faith helped me with myself, my ego, because I have like big ego. Like I was the kind of person like I think I'm better than everyone. In my position, for me, I was the best, and all the other player was like not good. And when I've decided to change my vision of myself and the way I act with people, it changed. Even like the way I played now, I'm even better than what I was before.
Do you think you humbled yourself because of your faith?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think you need ego to succeed?
Yes, I think that's why I say all the time, you have to believe that you're the best, but you have to respect people, and that's the respect part.
The humbleness comes through our faith, and it grounds you.
Exactly.
But you still need to believe in yourself.
Exactly.
Where does this confidence come from?
I think it's just because I'm from a big family, but I was by myself all the time. I don't know how to explain. Like, I have the feeling that I grew up by myself.
Same.
Even if I was like with like 10 siblings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like all the decisions since the younger age I can remember. I did things by myself, and I decided to do, like, I wanted to do this. I just go and I do, and I don't even ask. Even if I was with a lot of people around me, I did things by myself all the time.
You became independent from a very young age, and you started to trust yourself and the decisions that you made. What gives you? I'm really interested about how you've become such a strong character. Is it through the achievements? Is it through your family? Is it your upbringing? What is it that gives you this, big personality?
Yeah. All the things you said, everything my family, everything, the where I grew up, that wasn't bad, but that wasn't the best as well. And it became the moment when I was like, okay, now you're here and you have to decide where you want to go, who you want to be. Do you want to be like someone poor? You want to be someone rich? You want to be someone like normal people? You want to be someone nice? You want to be someone bad? It was just like when I arrived, and I was young already when I've had to make this choice, because I've just seen I grew up like, my family wasn't poor, but that wasn't rich. That was sometimes when I went to my mom and just asked for £1, and she was like, no, I don't. Yeah. And when you have this, I don't like, okay, I have to become someone to help this woman. I was like, yeah, I'm going to help my mom. And now just I can help her now. And when I just give like some money to her, and when she say how proud she is of me, just like,
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what it is? I can relate to that, because growing up, we were from humble beginnings, and everything was about gratitude and being appreciative, the fact that we have our health, our family around us. We didn't have a lot of money, opportunities were limited, but my mother always ingrained into us that you can have all of this, no one's stopping you, but you have to earn it, you have to work towards it. And I respected my mother for teaching me those life skills, for making me want to be hungry to achieve what I wanted out of life. I didn't expect it. I didn't feel entitled. I wanted to work hard.
Yeah.
What drives you?
It was just see how hard was the life for my mom. She came in France from Africa. She haven't been in school, so she can't read. She don't really speak French, so everything is hard. She has been working, like, her job all the time was just like cleaning at the hotel or restaurant, things like that. Things
that a hard life.
That's the kind of job that no one wants to do.
Yeah.
And you don't even get paid much, and you break your back, and so I was just.
You want to make a difference.
Yeah.
And then football was an avenue for you to feel like, actually, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I can make a living out of this.
Yeah.
And I can make a change, not just for African woman, and Muslim woman now. Look at the way you've actually really diversified yourself.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's inclusion in sport, in particular football?
I think we are at the beginning, and I think we can do like more.
We can progress more.
Yeah, we can progress more, but we just like that's the beginning of the development.
Yeah.
And
you're at the forefront. Do you feel that you're treated respectfully in that sense?
Not
being
always.
a Muslim athlete, being a hijabi, are they treating you with the same respect to your counterparts?
In England?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
In France, not really. Like, in France it's really complicated. Sometimes you have to hide that you're Muslim. And that's bad. That's how you can be yourself when you have to hide a bit. Like, how you can be, like, you shy?
Yeah.
You're shy to be Muslim?
Yeah, that's your identity. And this kind of reminds me of, Muhammad Ali, where he said when he was called for the Vietnam War, and he said, I'm Muslim. They're not even respecting my religion here, and you expect me to go and fight somewhere else to kill innocent people. It's all about knowing who you are and respecting yourself and your values.
Yeah.
What's the best lesson you've ever learnt or advice you've been given?
It was like, little story, but it was...
Go for it. I want to hear this.
A friend of me, she had an argument with another friend. And I take the side of one of those, and I was against the other one, okay? But the other one did nothing to me. Okay. And so they just started to fight, and I didn't defend her, and she was in the right at this moment. But because I was more close of the other, so I take her back. And a few years later, I wanted to apologize to this one because that wasn't fair for me. And I sent a message. She read my message and she didn't reply.
Okay.
And I was like, this is really broke my heart. And I was like,
wow.
I think she's in the right. But she didn't give me the opportunity to apologize because I just started by, hi, has been long, just wanted to send you a message to ask.
Apologize,
and she didn't. And I didn't even say I want to apologize. I didn't have time because she didn't give me the time. And that's the thing, the biggest regret I have in my life because she didn't give me the opportunity to apologize. But she was in the right because when I sent the message, she didn't know what I was, what I wanted. And I was like, okay, that was a big mistake for me to take someone back against someone else that this person did nothing to me.
You can't rectify it. You may not be given the opportunity to rectify that situation, even if your intentions are pure.
And since this day, I was like, in my life, I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to take someone back just because I like this person more than someone else. I'm going to be fair and do things because I believe that this is good to do.
Absolutely. I love that. Being fair is such a beautiful skill to be able to display. And you will be known for that. You'll be known for someone who's just and who's fair and who's authentic and be yourself. What was like as a child growing up in France?
Me, I was like more out than at home. Because I feel better at this time. I didn't want it to be at home, too many people.
How many siblings do you have? Share your story.
My dad have two wives, and my mom has 8 kids, and the other one have 9 kids.
Wow, so it's a massive family.
Big family. And my mom wants me to do the same. I say, no, sorry. I'm African, but I'm French. I'm going to take the French side.
Yeah, and you're also a footballer.
I'm not going to do the same. No. And but the thing is, my brother, the one I'm the most close, is one from my mother-in-law. It's not even from my mom.
Wow. So this is what explains how your environment does shape you. You had to make decisions at a young age. You had a lot of family members. There's a lot going on. Your parents can't give you the attention that you need all the time.
No.
So you became self-reliant on yourself. I'm intrigued by your training regime. So, how often do you play matches? How often do you have to train? Do you encounter injuries?
But the thing is, every team and manager manage as they want. So for us at West Ham, we train 4 days a week and we have 2 days off a week. But if we have a week like this one, because we have a cup game, so we have 2 games during a week, so we just have 1 day off. So it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday training. Wednesday game, Thursday off, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday game. And this for 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
So one day, like only one off day. But when it's normal week, when I play on Sunday, so play on Sunday, off on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, and Friday,
So
Saturday.
it's an intense program.
Yeah.
How do you deal with all the traveling that you do? Because, we spoke earlier about having matches, and sometimes as a female team, you may not get the same priority as the men.
Yeah.
So you're sharing the same training ground, you're having to travel, you don't have the same finances given to you.
When we
tell us about this.
travel, we always take the bus. We never take the train or the plane. So sometimes we are in the couch for 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's really long. And the thing is, we have to take the recovery really, really seriously. Because if you don't take the recovery seriously, you're going to be dead. Like today, my body is dead. After the game yesterday, I'm tired. And I have to do all my best. So eat well, sleep well, and drink well. So I've slept long enough today to I know that tomorrow when I'm going to be at training,
You can give it 100%.
Yeah.
Do you get injuries?
No, because I'm quite good at recovery. Managing
yes.
myself. So I eat well, but I still enjoy my life, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I have the right balance.
Good.
I can go outside and have dinner with friends sometime because I know what I'm going to do the next day. But the thing is, you just have to be smart. If you know that you have a big session on Thursday, you're not going to go out on Wednesday and coming back late.
So it's about discipline, isn't it? And prioritizing your goals. In terms of your struggles, your obstacles, what has been the biggest obstacle that you've faced so far?
Injury, the only one. Like I've never really been injured in my career. One time I broke my nose. Someone kicked, not in purpose, but someone kicked my nose. And from a muscle part, the only time I got surgery, it was in my quad.
Okay.
First year here, after 2 weeks of training, I had like a strange thing. It was a dead leg, but we didn't really manage well. And my muscle, I don't know, popped. It was just like the blood couldn't stop. So we had to go and do a surgery. So that was my biggest struggling because, you just arrive in a country, new team, new teammates, you don't speak English. Like that was really,
and you don't even know if you're going to play football, your whole career's up in the air.
Yeah, you don't know. Like you're like, people don't even know me. And I'm like, I didn't prove enough. Like people don't know me, so they don't know if I'm good or not. And you just start to stress. And I think the stress is one of the biggest issue.
Yes.
Because when you stress,
you can't perform.
No.
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, I don't know. I question myself all the time about this, and I don't know. I think everyone have a fear, but I don't know what is my fear. I think maybe I didn't face it yet. I don't know.
That's really interesting to know. How do you, so when you're going to a match, for example, in the pitch, do you ever feel
stressed a bit?
Yeah, stressed, nervous, or you haven't done enough? How do I change this game around?
So before a game, sometimes I have the little butterfly, but that's I think the most important.
You need that.
Yeah, because if I don't, it means that I'm not focusing the game.
Yes.
So when I have this, I'm like, okay, now I know that there is a big game. Yeah, and the thing is, I'm like, I don't want to do mistakes. So I'm like, but I don't take it too seriously because I'm going to do mistake otherwise. I don't want to play my game before the game. So the thing is, I go to my game, really chill, relax. I don't think of the game, because if I think too much, I have to do this, and this never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be the opposite. And during the game, if I play well, I know, I'm like, yeah, I've played well today, and I'm going to look back my game, because to see if I did mistake, because you know, when you play well, you're like, oh, that was perfect, but maybe not.
Yes.
And if I play bad, that's the moment I'm supposed to watch my game.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I know I don't want to see me bad. I'm like,
It's true, actually. It's hard to see yourself and then be criticizing yourself. What has been your biggest highlight so far?
because on the good,
Yes.
it was just before the break. We play against Tottenham, so Tottenham West Ham, like big fight, and I score a goal, but I'm defender. But that was as a proper striker goal.
That's huge, because the defender's never really at the front of
No.
the pitch. You're at the back.
Exactly,
So
and that
for
was
you-
end of the game. Like, I think it was the 83rd minute. It was a counter for us,
Yes.
and I just ran. Like, I passed the half line. My teammate, she's French as well, passed me the ball. I had a big touch. Like, that was a terrible touch. Even me, when I touched the ball, I was like, oh, I fucked this thing, I'm done. But I ran all my power, and I arrived in for the box. I tipped the ball like this, like as a proper 9, and poof, in the net.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was like incredible.
What is your goal? What do you hope to achieve next?
I want to stay out West Ham, because I really love West Ham and the fan and everyone. But I want with West Ham maybe just even play the Champions League, like try the best to have like a lot of good players and good people around us, better money if we can, because we need.
Can you
And
survive on the money that you receive from playing football? Is that enough for you?
enough. That's enough. Like, that's the thing. Like, because I've grew up without money, I'm a bit afraid of money. Maybe it's my biggest fear, money. Like, I'm a bit afraid of money. Like, I'm the kind of, I know that everyone wants to have like more money than they have, and I'm a bit afraid, because I'm like, I don't want to lose my head if I had too many money. But the thing is, because my dad was like all the time in, like, you know, under, like, I don't know how you say in English, but it was like, and that was hard. Like, even one day we received a letter to say that if you don't pay your bill, you're going to be out, you know. And the thing is, since this day, I was like, no, I really don't want to be in this situation. So I think maybe this is my biggest fear. But at the same time, I don't want to be super rich, because I'm afraid to become someone that I'm not.
Lose yourself in that experience.
So the thing is, I don't look after my money. So when I have to spend money, I spend money. But I don't want to be super rich to be. So I just want to have the good balance.
You want to live a comfortable life. You want to be able to support your family, your goals, your dreams, your children. Inshallah. And, you know, break that cycle where your father was constantly on a minus and having to worry about paying rent. But, you know, you've done amazing. You've come to a foreign country. You've, you know, learned to speak English. You're playing for one of the major teams in London. That's incredible.
But that's the thing, like how you say, like you ask if I can live with my money. And sometimes that's funny, because I look my bank account, I check my bank account, and sometimes it's the end of the month. And I look, and it's still full. And I'm like, have I used my money this month? And I remember I said, yes, I've buy some shoes, and like, I'm not a sneakers addict, but I buy some shoes when I want something, because I couldn't have when I was young. So when I want something, I buy it.
I think you spend more responsibly because of your history. And you're much more careful with money, but you are grateful at the same time that, you know what, thank you, God. I appreciate everything you've given me, but I'm not going to abuse my money. That's a really lovely
and because
quality.
the thing is, all the time, sometimes I want to do things, I want to buy things, but I'm like, I have to be careful. We never know what can happen. Because of what happened with my dad, I'm like, I'm still worried. But as I say, I don't really look. So if I want to buy something, I want to please myself.
Absolutely.
I want to be happy. So when I have everything I need and I don't need to spend money, I don't spend.
What does happiness mean to you?
What does happiness... that's a good question. I've never questioned myself about this. I think just do whatever I want to do.
But do you really want to do whatever you want to do?
I think
Because for example, I look at myself and I said, well, if I can eat 10 bars of chocolate and not put on weight, do I really want to put on weight? No. But I want to still enjoy the chocolate, but not really gain weight. So then I have to, discipline myself in a certain way to still achieve, because I still want to be proud of myself.
Yeah.
It's a sense of accomplishment for me, because the challenges gives me respect for myself. It allows me, the more I contain myself, my lower self, the more I am proud of myself.
Yeah, but
So,
that was me, but with the shoes, because when I start to get money, I was like, I'm going to buy this because I couldn't have this, and I was just buying shoes, and those some shoes I don't even have them anymore. That was just buy to buy, and something like when I look back and I was like, they were ugly. Why have buy them just to buy?
It's a satisfaction.
And now I discipline myself. I say like, if I buy shoes, it's really because I want them. I really like them, so I'm going to buy. If I like them, like, yeah, they're nice, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to buy them.
Do you have to support your siblings as well? You have a lot of siblings.
Yeah, I don't have to, but I do it. Like when they ask me, I can't say no.
Aww.
And especially the young ones, because the young ones,
they're sweet and innocent.
I'm like, I remember how I grew up, and I'm like, I don't want them to grow up the same. So when they ask, I can't say no. Yeah. And sometimes even one of them, I give her a card, like my bank card, and I say, but you have to ask me before.
Yes.
But she have the card, that's like now she can, because I'm like, she's with their friend and they want to go out to eat, and she don't have money, and I was like, I know how you feel.
Yeah. You want to make that. You want to change that for her because you've experienced that.
So I say, you can have the card, but you have to, and I trust her. So I know that she's not going to buy things without asking me before. And just like this, she can do whatever she wants. But the funny thing in this story is, like now, at school, people say that she's rich. But she's not.
She's not.
She's not, but just because. And I say, why they say this? Because they say all the time when they say that, let's go out to have food. And she always like, okay, let's go.
You know what it is? It's about being free, isn't it? And what people's perception of you and what the reality is very different. Sometimes, for example, people look at my social media and they think, oh, she's living the life. But really, I am enduring, I'm struggling, but I love my life because I live my dream.
Yeah.
The obstacles makes me. What are your biggest attributes, would you say, that you're so proud of and that's built your character?
I'm proud of change the way I was before to what I am now. I'm really proud of this, like change everything, my character, my vision of myself, vision of other people. I'm really proud of this because this made the woman I am today. And what I want all the time when I'm somewhere and I go, I want people to say good thing about me, but I want to be myself. Like I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
And when I'm going to leave, I want people to say like, oh yeah, that was a nice girl. And if they don't say I'm a nice girl, it's okay because I was me.
Absolutely. You don't seek validation. You are your authentic self and you're making decisions. You're paving the way for women's boxing. And it's a huge responsibility. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, that's... I just...
Because you're first of your kind, if you think about it.
Yeah. I was like... At the beginning, I was like, I hope people are not going to take me as a flag. You know what I mean? Because that's hard. Like, and I'm the kind of girl, like, I don't want to be on the spot. But I'm like, I have to do things to make things growing up.
Elevate, yes.
So I just try to have the right balance, to don't be on the spot, but make
do enough
things.
To make the change, but don't overpower it. That takes over you. Yeah,
exactly. Because I don't want to be a flag. Yeah. I don't want to be the one like when people do something, oh, that's Hawa Cissoko.
Okay.
I don't want, because I'm like, I still made a mistake, and I don't want, because of my mistake,
someone else to suffer.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. have you encountered racism on the pitch from either your teammates or the opposition? And how did you deal with that?
Not on football pitch, but on social media.
Okay.
Because like a few months ago, I had an argument on the pitch during a game, and I've pushed the girl. Okay, I've pushed like in the back of her head, but people are going to start to say that, oh, I've slapped the girl, or I've punched the girl, and I've received a lot of like bad comments and bad messages and racism messages, and that was the first time for me, and I wasn't like heartbroken. I was just like,
were you disappointed?
a bit, because I was like, why is people are so stupid?
Men do it all the time.
Yeah, but I'm like,
But no one gets penalized or...
I'm like why? Like, it was, I wasn't allowed to respond to the people, the one sending, but I've responded to one. It was a man, and it was on Instagram, and his profile was open. So I see the picture. It was a man, gray hair. He has 2 daughters, and I was really shocked. Like, you have 2 daughters. You have to give an education to the girls, and that's why you teach them to go and abuse someone online.
Yeah.
And this guy, in my head, I was like, he thinks this is better than me, because he said that you're supposed to be a role model for the young girl, and you did this, blah blah blah. You have to be ashamed. What he said again? Like ashamed of yourself or something like this. I don't remember exactly. And when I see this message, I say, you're a man, you're a dad, you have 2 daughters, you're supposed to raise, educate them, and you go and you send a message to someone that have probably the same age of them.
Yeah.
And I'm a woman, you're a man. I was really shocked. And he said that I didn't say something racist, and
but there was an underlining tone there, because it's not direct, but it's indirectly, and you feel that.
Yeah, but he said, like, for him, he said that he was allowed and in the right to send the message he sent because he wasn't racist. But I've never speak about racism.
It's weird.
I
Why
just
would
speak
you
about
use
the fact that you send a message to a young woman when you have 2 daughters and you're supposed to raise them and educate them.
So you felt that it was actually racism, the fact that he even mentioned, oh, I'm not being racist. And if you feel the need to validate yourself and justify, I'm not racist, it kind of says a lot about you.
Exactly. And I was like, why say that? Because the thing is, I've received like a lot of racism messages. Even like, the monkey images, like the classical things. And I was like, did you know that I've received some messages and that's why he said that I'm not racist? Or I was like, is it more stupid that when I saw it?
How does that affect your mental health? Because social media now, I mean, there's so many good aspects to, say, Instagram. It gives us access to knowledge. It gives us access to people that we won't naturally meet. But at the same time, it could be very damaging on our mental health. What is your perspective on that?
Now, I was like really frustrated, but more because like I wasn't allowed to answer. Like, if someone sent a message and I answer back,
you don't feel the need to. You couldn't defend yourself.
No, and especially when people was saying wrong things, like the wrong story.
Yes.
If I've
punched be silent.
You know what I mean? If I've punched the girl, I would say I've punched her, but I didn't, and I'm like, people are coming and insult me because something I haven't done.
Okay.
And I wasn't allowed to speak. That was the most frustrating. But now, all the time when I post something on Instagram, I just I block the comment and likes. Like this, I'm like, I just post what I want to post, but I'm not going to have bad comment and things like this.
So I guess when you're on a platform and where people see you as a role model, you've got a responsibility to adhere to certain social practices. And then you're trying to be the best person you can. You're trying to uphold your faith. You're trying to look after your family. And then you've got all of this extra that's going on.
But I'm still a human. Yes. So we still made a mistake. And that was the thing that I wanted to make people understand.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm a role model. Yes. I've made a mistake. Yes. But I'm still a human. Yes. I'm not a robot.
Yes. Oh, I mean, during a football match, how often do we see men budging into each other, or an elbow on the side, or a penalty or a foul. But that is part of football.
That's the
We
thing.
encounter that.
And the most annoying thing is this made like popping up, like blowing, just because I was taller than her, and I'm black and she's white. And this, but if it was two black person, or just even if she was still
two white people, it wouldn't be.
But same side and same, it will be totally different.
Yes.
You know, if I seen some message say a man, he say, why don't you go fight someone is her
your own size?
Yeah, and you know who he say? Francis Ngannou.
Wow.
What? So you say like you compare. You say like she have to fight someone like in her level, and you say Francis Ngannou.
Wow. Do you feel that you have to work so much harder than your other teammates?
Yeah. 100%.
And why is that?
100%. But it's not like, not in my club, not for my fans, and not even for my teammates, but
just in
the
life
life
in
in general,
general,
I'm
yes.
like, for me, I can't make any mistakes. For me, if I do once, I'm done. That's how I think. And that's maybe I'm in the wrong, but for me, that's the life. It's like this. And that's really bad.
Yeah.
You know that you have to do what she can do something one time, and you have to do twice.
Yes. I mean, I fully understand, because obviously I'm in a male-dominated sport. And sometimes I forget life isn't fair. Quite often I rely on my skill to be enough, but it's never enough. You need to be able to be whiter than white.
Yeah.
You need to get everything right. Your personality, your marketing, how you look, how you speak to people, and then perform in the ring. It's not just the talent, it's everything else, the packaging that goes around being a public figure. And that was one of my greatest lessons, actually, being undeniably good at something, that no one can take away your talent, no one can take away your hard work, your skill, and what you've achieved. What's been your biggest achievement?
I think, come back here, I made people change their vision of my football. Because, you know, some people was in doubt.
Yes.
And I knew it. That was really painful to know, but I've worked hard to make people understand that I'm here and I deserve to be here.
And what's been your biggest setback?
My biggest setback?
Setback.
Setback.
Or failure?
No.
That's okay. That's okay. Because I think you're someone who takes everything in your stride. You don't see it as setback. You just see it as, okay, I'm getting there. This is normal life. Everything is an addition to what I'm already doing.
That's the thing, like I was, you know, in football we have we have a psychologist with us, like as a full-time.
You have a psychologist?
Yeah.
And how do they help you? What do they do?
When you need to go and speak, you can have answer, or if they can be here just to listen when you need to speak. And sometimes she asks me some question and she said, you don't have to answer now, but when you go home, think of this question. And one day it was like, what's happened in the life? If I think that, is it normal? And I think that's maybe my problem. Like when something happened, I will always say that that's normal, but sometimes it's not normal.
Yeah. It's normal for you, but it's not actually normal for a lot of people.
No.
But you've normalized it to yourself.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the danger.
Yeah, because sometimes like, no, this is not normal. This is bad.
Yes.
This is bad. But the thing is, for me, it's like, yeah, it's normal, but no, it's not.
What is your greatest strength?
Believing in myself, I think.
Amazing. I love that. I think this is what you need to be at the highest level in your sport, in life, is to have self-belief.
Yeah. No, that's why I say to the youngest all the time. When I speak to them, I say, sometimes they ask me like, what made you came and being the person you are now as a football player, not as a woman? And I say, I always believe in myself. And for me, I'm the best in my position. But I say I'm the best, but you have to find the right balance, because if you think
People
that you're
might
the best,
see that as arrogance.
that's the problem. And that's why I said, like, you don't have to be arrogant. You have to respect people like this. They are going to understand that you're not arrogant. You just believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, you can achieve whatever you want. That's why I say to the youngest all the time, you have to believe that you're the best, but you still have to respect people.
You know what I love is when you believe in yourself, you give other people the permission to believe in themselves too.
Yeah.
They look up to you, even if it's not vocalized, it's indirectly, they feel it. They see you achieving great heights. And they think, wow, it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. I think that's not like, because I've received some not a lot, but I've received maybe five times in my life, like this kind of message, like, oh, thank you, because of you I've done this. And this really touched me, because what I do is not to be on the spot. Like, as I said, I do normal thing for me, but when I see that I help people, I was just proud of myself. Like, I'm on Snapchat, like my profile is open so people can see my Snapchat and story. And when I was 19, 18, I was just doing Snapchat, like funny things, and someone sent a message to say, thank you, I'm at the hospital at the moment, and your Snapchat, like your videos, give me like a lot of power in my heart. And I think that was the
what I love
message
is the fact that you've come from a different country, you didn't speak English, then you had the courage to put on a hijab in a sport that is very, very difficult, to be in that environment and to really know yourself and to own it. And that shows, a huge amount of courage and respect for yourself. And I think people will see that. What inspires you in life?
I think it's other people's story.
Oh, that's
Other
beautiful.
people's story, inspire me in the life. So it's not just only one person, it's everyone, and especially people with hard time in their life. And I was like always saying that I think when I was young, I was like, oh, I have the baddest life ever. But when I see people and their story, I was like, that wasn't that bad. And I was like, okay, so just stop complaining and work for yourself, work for what you want to have.
Hawa, that is such a crucial point that you just mentioned, because quite often, there's times we all do it to ourselves. I feel sorry for myself. And then I have to remind myself, actually, people have it so much more worse. And it's not always about looking at people who have more than us. It's about knowing where you are in life and being grateful that actually I have legs, I have arms, I'm independent, I'm breathing. Let's not take it for granted, because every day is an opportunity to do better, to be better. What advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like, I wanted to say, just try like every day to be better than how you was yesterday.
And you are your own competitor. You don't need to compare yourself to other people.
No, just
you don't need to
yourself,
run someone else's race.
I think that for me, that's the worst thing, to try to compete with other people, because you're going to look like, example, in football, during pre-season, we have testing. And a lot of things like it's gym and on the pitch. But on the pitch, it's like running. And you have to do 1K, like you go from the line, you go 1, 2, 3, and 10 times like this.
Wow.
And the thing is, you have other people with you. But some people are really fast, and they have a good
strong lungs.
Yeah, chest and so. And you're maybe not good as them. And if you try to follow them, you're going to be done.
This is very true, actually, because some people, even in my sport, they might be fitter than me.
Yeah.
But what I rely on, and I've noticed, is that I can rely on my intuition and my instincts when I'm in the ring. And that's something that is kind of God-given, and that you develop through confidence in yourself and reliance on yourself, rather than let me do 100 meters at this speed. And that's something that you can measure, but you can't measure someone's heart.
No, that's the thing. So if you keep looking people and you want to be them, are better than them, sometimes you're going to go nowhere because you're going to try to do too much than
Yes.
what you can. But if you look like behind, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
So you have to try to find the right balance.
Yeah.
I want to be here, but I know that I can't be here, so I'm going to be here. And it's fine.
Okay.
I take this.
Beautiful. What kind of change would you like to see in women's football?
First, just the respect. Because stupid things. But you know when I'm going to say West Ham, but I haven't seen this with West Ham, but it was with my national team on Twitter, the account.
Yeah.
Now we have a female and men account, but before it was just the France national team account on Twitter. And they've post something about us, the women. And some people in the comment, they were like, we don't care about women. I'm like, why do you take your time
Yes.
to go, see the post, go in the comment and say this? You don't care? I don't care about you as well. But I'm not going to say I don't care about you as well because I don't care about you. But why you take your time to say this? And this is the biggest change I want to see.
Okay.
Because this is not respect. And for me, if you support a team, a club, you support the club, the whole club. It's not just the first team, the first men's team. You respect the women and the academy boys, academy girls as well.
It's true, actually, because as a sports person, the energy that you have, you want to focus that towards your training and not let other people take that away from you and through social media.
Yeah.
And it's so important that, you know, people are not sending you these kind of messages because it makes you, a lot of people would doubt themselves. It's diverting, it's distracting your energy rather than staying focused. If you've got something good to say, empower me. But don't put bad messages that disrespects you as a woman, you as a football player, you as a human being. Let's try and just be respectful to one another.
This is it. You don't like what I'm doing? That's
okay. That's
your
your
right.
opinion.
Yeah, that's your opinion. But don't say it when it's not to help me to improve. If you say like, if I do something wrong, you want me to improve. You say, oh, that wasn't that good. You should do this better. I take it. But if you just go and say, like, sorry, but you say shit, what is the point?
So last question, what is the greatest lesson you've learnt so far?
Don't take everything from the heart. Because I was a kind of woman, I will take everything from... If you say something, okay, it can upset me.
Yeah.
But maybe this thing wasn't to upset me, it was just to try to help me.
So not to take things personally and see things objectively. Amazing.
Yeah. That's the best thing I've learned. And it really helped me. Because, you know, I think it's human, it's not only me. But I'm more focused on the negative than the positive.
Yes, I mean, we all do that. If we have 10 good things in a day and one thing that happened that was a little bit negative, we focus on the negative. And I think we are programmed in a way psychologically to put more effort because we don't want that event to repeat itself.
Yeah.
But I think it's, like you said, finding that balance, bringing the focus back onto all the positives and reframing your mind. I'm so proud to have you on my show, and sharing your story is going to empower so many people. What I love about you is the fact that you take ownership of yourself, your decisions, you as a woman, and you don't let things stand in your way. You're, aggressively driven. And
that's why I try, yeah.
And we need that. We need that to break this culture that we've had for many, many years, where women are second-class citizens. So thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting. That was nice, to be fair.
I'm so delighted that you managed to come on my show and share your story, because there's so many powerful messages that you touched on, and I think it's definitely going to make a difference for so many people out there, including myself. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
No,
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But you know what? To be fair, you asked me some questions that I've never been asked before. And that was nice. I think that was
good.
different than usually, because sometimes, people ask me for interviews, things like this, and I say no, because it's always the same thing. I always say the same.
Yeah.
But today I've said things that I've never seen before. And even when I say I've never think about this before. So that was nice. Thank you.
You know what it is? I want to be just your friend. I want to explore sides of you where you're just telling your authentic truth, because it's not about being so polished. It's not about being so perfect. It's about, this is my story.
Yeah.
And this is who I am. And let's talk about the challenges. Let's talk about the good side of football. Let's also talk about the ugly side of football and things that we can do, because this is how we make change. So thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you.